With Mario Kart World's roster finally being announced, I thought now would be a perfect time to rank all those characters in a tier list based on how excited I am to play as them in the game. So I'm going to work my way up from D to S, with D obviously being worst and S being best. So without further ado, let's begin with a banging entry. Birdo. Birdo makes me deeply uncomfortable. It has an iconic sound where it goes meow meow, but other than that, I just find it very uncomfortable. Birdo's mouth? No. I don't want to know what goes in there. Next up, Baby Mario. Baby Mario is my least favourite baby character in the entire franchise. He is so irritating. He was irritating in Yoshi's Island, and he's irritating in Mario Kart. Maybe I just hate kids. Maybe I just hate kids. And on the subject of hating kids, Baby Peach, you can go down here as well. Just pointless addition. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe gave us too many Peach variants. We don't need them. Let's move on to another that I'm not particularly excited for. Pauline. It's cool that they're bringing her back again, but I have no interest. Okay, so our first new addition to the series, the Parabiddy-Bud. There are lots of cool new additions with some pretty niche Mario enemies and characters, but of all of the new characters, this one just seems the most pointless to me. I'm sure some of you will definitely disagree with this, but I'm not a fan. And while we're at it, of new characters, Peeper, this wannabe King Boo looking ass. We don't need another ghost. There. Next up, we have Lakitu, or however you pronounce it, Lakitu. For no other reason than just because I find him irritating. That's it. Just a public service announcement, this list is to not be taken seriously. And for our final entry into the D tier, we have Rocky Wrench. Another completely irrelevant, pointless character. I'm sure I'll grow to love him as the game comes out, but as it stands right now, I saw this and just thought, huh? So let's move on to the C tier. The first of the C tier is Baby Luigi. I hate him slightly less than Baby Mario, and it felt mean to put him in the D tier as well, so you can just sit there. I still won't play as him, but I just don't dislike him as much as the other two. And the same logic goes for Baby Daisy. Fine, harmless, I just don't care. Well, staying with the kid theme, we have Bowser Jr. It's fine, I just don't play as Bowser Jr., have no interest. And on the topic of characters that I have no interest in, we have Toad and we have Toadette. Mad respect to you if you're a Toad or Toadette main. All the love in the world. It just ain't me. Next up, with a very poor image, Charging Chuck. It's nice to see that Charging Chuck has escaped the hell of Mario Kart Tour on mobile and is finally in a console game, as he'd started cropping up in some of the sports games like the most recent Mario Golf. But, still don't really care. Not a character I'm interested in. Okay, so next up we have Piranha Plant. I love when they put Piranha Plant in Smash Bros, but I just don't really care here, and I think that is because there's so many other more ridiculous characters that are making their debut here at the same time that my hype for Piranha Plant has definitely gone down. Not a bad character at all, I'm just not particularly excited. And on the topic of not particularly excited, we have Nabbit. A character I've never really understood in Mario. I don't really get the hype behind him, especially when Nintendo tried to push him several years back. He's cool enough, I guess. Again, another character to escape the Mario Kart Tour hell, so welcome to the main console games, my friend. I probably just won't play as you. I've actually just had to double check what this thing is called. This is Swoop. There's lots of crazy new characters they've added in. Again, Swoop just happens to unfortunately be one of the ones I don't particularly care for. It's pretty cool. I mean, it's very random to just see a bat behind the wheel, but there's going to be a lot of that as we move throughout this video. And tier list. Very random things that definitely shouldn't be driving. For our second to last entry in the C tier list, we have Spike. I mean, just look at him. Why? He's interesting enough to not be a D tier, but I just don't really f*** with the character. Not that fussed. And speaking of characters that I don't f*** with, Pokey. Pokey, you irritating I have no interest in playing with you. The only reason you're not in D tier is because I find it very funny that you're even in the game to begin with, and that you can drive considering you have no limbs. But you are infuriating in the levels that you've been in the past. So, stay in C tier, my friend. Okay, so moving on up to the B tier. This category is basically the characters that I have no problem with, I'm not particularly excited for, but it's always cool to see them. Some of them are more famous characters in this game that I just don't really tend to play as because I prefer some others, so I'm just explaining my reasoning now. So let's start off with a very heavy hitter with Mario in the B tier. Name me a person that mains Mario in Mario Kart. Like, come on, really? Do I need to say anything else? And this will be the highest ranking we have for a baby character in this video. Baby Rosalina. Rosalina is just a chill character. I have no problem with Rosalina, and her baby form, if you will, baby form, is absolutely fine. Harmless. And on the topic of harmless, let's put Daisy up here as well. Again, a character I don't have masses of interest in, but still very cool to see it back. Let's move on to a newer one. This is the Hammer Bro. Hammer Bro is another to finally escape that Mario Kart Tour hell, and it's very cool to see him here. Except, Hammer Bros are so irritating in the main games, I can't put him any higher than this. So another heavy hitter, we have Bowser. Again, just a character I don't tend to play as very often. Cool to see as always, just uninterested. And the same goes for Peach. Nice to see you back, Peach. I'm not going to go into depth on all the costumes for these characters because Mario and Peach have loads and quite a lot of the characters do as well. So up next we have everyone's favourite meme, Waluigi. Again, another character I don't play as much. I respect you and your waz, so I'm leaving you up here, but that's as far as it goes. So let's move on to our next character with Dry Bones. Again, not really interested. Nice to see you. Let's move on. And next to the Dry Bones we have to put Koopa Troopa. They're basically identical. Nothing else to say on that one. Okay, so next up we have the Coin Coffer. Coin Coffer just looks absurd behind the wheel, and I just think it's hilarious, but I also find him deeply unsettling, and I'm not putting him any further above B. And the same goes for Conkdor. Conkdor looks hilarious, but on the same hand, there's something about his really long neck that makes me uncomfortable. So let's move on up to the A tier. This is where things start getting spicy. These are all characters that I love for their own weird ways, but I couldn't quite put them in S just because, again, they're not characters I would main or go to normally. So, kicking off this section, we have Luigi. Yes, the superior Mario brother when it comes to Mario Kart. I love all the memes where he gives the side eye and the evil stare, and I couldn't put him any lower than A tier. Next up, we have another heavy hitter with Donkey Kong. I'm living for this new Donkey Kong design. I wasn't so sure at first when we saw a glimpse of it in the Switch 2 announcement, but now we've seen this and Donkey Kong Bonanza. I am all for it. He looks great. He would be S tier, but he does dab, and he loses aura points for that dab. Moving on, we have another heavy hitter with Yoshi, however you want to say it. You can't go wrong with a Yoshi Mario Kart player. They're all chill, you get loads of different colours. I have no problem with any of you. And speaking of people I have a problem with, Wario. What a menace. But he's iconic, so he's got to go in A tier. And next up in the A tier we have our first new character for this ranking. And that is the Snowman. Oh my god, look at it. It's the goofiest thing I've ever seen. Why is he here? I can't wait till we get the snowman in the desert areas of the map and you're just thinking, how are you still even alive? How have you not melted? Bro thinks he's Olaf from Frozen. So next up we have the Shy Guy. You cannot go wrong with the Shy Guy. I have an eternal bond with this guy from playing Mario Kart DS on Download Play, and he was the only playable character, so respect for that, Shy Guy. Next up, we have the Cheep Cheep. Now, there are quite a few animals and fish in this game that shouldn't be behind the wheel, and unfortunately there are some that are funnier than Cheep Cheep, so I couldn't put him in S tier. Also, I just find Cheep Cheeps really irritating in main Mario Bros, so couldn't put you in S, I'm afraid, mate. But it's hilarious that you're here, so welcome to the A tier. Next up, we have Monty Mole. Monty Mole is just a funny-looking guy. He always has been. And again, credits to him for escaping Mario Kart Tour. Welcome to the Switch, my friend. Okay, so next up for the A tier, we have Rosalina. Baby Rosalina's cool. regular Rosalina is way cooler. Just a very chill character to play as. If you're a Rosalina main, I respect you deeply. I actually had to double check the name for this one, but our final character for the A tier is Sting Bee. Not spoken or written like Sting Bee, but as in it's a proper name. It's a bee that drives a car, and look at its car. It's a f***ing bumblebee design. It's fantastic. I would have put him in S tier, but once I got stung by a bumblebee, not only did it hurt, but I got heartbroken because it died, so I'm not putting him any higher than that. Okay, and that finally takes us to the S tier. Most of the characters that I've put in S tier are new characters to the series, excluding a couple which I'll get to first because I just love them so much. So without further ado, my first character for the S tier is the Wiggler. The Wiggler is my main in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It has been since he got added to the game. I love him, he's hilarious, and that hasn't changed here, he's still hilarious. We just haven't really seen him much in any of the footage we've had so far. And our other returning character, if you couldn't guess, King Boo. Dude's just an icon, he's edgy, he's cool, you can't go wrong. So, let's get on to our new characters, and first off, and I had to put him near the top obviously, the cow from Moo Moo Meadows. This guy has so much aura, it's unbelievable. It's just, he's fantastic. It's the cow from Moo Moo Meadows, what more could you possibly want in life? They're just so chill, and I can't wait to play as the cow. Next up, we have Goomba. I understand that Goomba has feet, so he can press the pedals of his go-kart. I don't really see how my man's steering unless he's chomping on that steering wheel and twisting his head around. But you know what? I'm here for it. I'm living for this renaissance era of Goomba being a playable character in different Mario games because, again, it's just hilarious seeing him in these games. I love the fact that you can play as him in Mario Party and half the minigames require the characters to have arms and he just gets on with it anyway. Next up, we have the Penguin. What more could I possibly say about this? It's a penguin, it's driving a car, it's in Mario Kart. It's cool. Next up, we have the Pianta from Super Mario Sunshine. No longer are these guys sitting by the sidelines as you finish the race to applaud you and do a little dance. You can now, finally, play as them. I love their design so much. I've loved them since Super Mario Sunshine, and it's really nice to finally see those games get some acknowledgement again. And speaking of Super Mario Sunshine, the Cataquack. These things are just goofy as hell. Again, I'm pretty sure they've got legs to push pedals, but no arms to turn the wheels. But hey, he's got a pretty big beak there, I'm sure he can turn the steering wheel just fine. Next up we have, I'm pretty sure it's just called Dolphin. I don't think it has any actual name or silly name within Mario, or within Mario, should I say. It's a dolphin. Look at it. It looks ridiculous on a bike, and I love it. Next up, we have Sidestepper. It's a crab. It looks so unbelievably stupid on that bike. It just doesn't look like the character model fits at all. But I'm here for it. And our final character to add into the S tier is Fishbone. Fishbones? Fishbone. Look at it. I couldn't put Cheep Cheep in this ranking because Fishbone has to be up here. That's the goofiest, edgiest, coolest fish of all time. He is aura farming, riding a bike. Not only does he not even have a proper body, he's just a skeleton. He has no feet and no limbs, and yet here he goes, he is driving. What more could you possibly want? So there we have it, that is my Mario Kart tier list of all the new characters and returning characters from Mario Kart World. I am super excited for this game. I'm not super excited about the price, but I hope you guys are looking forward to it as well. This is just my opinion. Don't take it too seriously, I'm just having fun. If you like any of these characters higher than when I've ranked them, just let me know. But don't come for me. So thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, and if you haven't done so already, subscribe and tap that bell for notifications of my future uploads. I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.